Is the touchback fumble rule fair? Well, on Thursday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings were driving before halftime in an ugly turnover-riddled half, or as the Vikings call it, our game plan for this season. Yet, they trailed by 3. Then this happened with about 30 seconds left in the first half. Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson fumbles the ball out of the side of the end zone as the ball barely crosses the goal line and squirts past the pylon. If you don't know, in the NFL, if you fumble the ball out of the end zone, it goes to the other team and they get the ball on the 20-yard line. Football fans seem to have some very passionate feelings about this rule. Twitter erupted in chants of, "Worst rule in sports! Worst rule in sports! Worst rule ever! Oh, this rule sucks!" Literally everyone. First of all, the worst rule in sports is the NFL not allowing players to wear their cups outside of their pants. The second worst rule is taunting. Third, 5 yards automatic first down for defensive holding. Now, is that just groupthink at its finest? Are some fans scared to speak out against this rule because the biggest names in sports hate it? Or is this rule wrong? Is it wildly unfair to the offense, punishing the team too severely? Today I'm going to dive into the touchback fumble, explain why I like it, but how to maybe fix it, and reveal which teams this rule has hurt the most. Derek Carr. Please, if you think you've been screwed by this rule, subscribe. Now, I do like this rule, okay? I do. But I admit, it is the cruelest rule in the NFL. It's the real-world equivalent of getting whiffs of your wife baking your favorite dessert throughout the day. The aroma seeps through your nostrils and fills your head with dirty thoughts about what you're gonna do to that triple fudge brownie after dinner. And then as you grab your knife to cut into it, your wife screams, "What the fuck are you doing, you moron? That's for the neighbor who just had back surgery, idiot. Do you listen to anything I say?" And then you have to be very careful about how you answer. Vikings fans, they're probably used to being hurt at this point, but this rule most likely cost them the game, all right? Not only did it rob them of a touchdown, but then Jake Elliott went out there and booted a 61-yard field goal before the half concluded and had the best reaction to doing so anyone's ever seen. That's a 10-point swing, not to mention the intangible but very real momentum shift. Here's a little counterpoint though for everyone. Every rule skews towards the offense. It favors the offense. This is one of the few rules that actually favors the defense. In every other instance of the game, a ball that travels through the end zone is indeed a touchback, so why shouldn't a fumble by the offense be the same? The only thing I'm actually wondering is why the ball comes out to the 20 instead of the 25. That's right. I've got the balls to say the defense should actually get 5 more yards on this play, okay? If the offense, which from the rules has been given extra protection to the quarterback in the name of safety, with pass interference rules heavily favoring the offense.
I've maybe even never seen a less of a pass interference play in my life.
With defensive holding penalties resulting in automatic first downs, if that offense can't keep their damn hands on the ball while diving for the pylon, fuck them. Just straight up fuck them. Ball security is key in every part of the game. So why not here around the goal line? Why would poor ball security be forgiven at the most crucial juncture on the field? Now, some will argue the NFL is all about scoring touchdowns, and taking touchdowns away is robbing the game of excitement. I disagree. Fumbling out of the end zone like this is far more exciting than just a regular touchdown. My point is highlighted by how many people were bitching about it on Twitter. The worst rule in football is gold for the NFL in the game. It's way harder to execute than it is to just score a touchdown. Why on earth would we remove it? To which I will respond, because when it happens to the team we root for, it is a tough pill to swallow. It sucks. I've probably said I hated this rule before, probably several times. I know I did when it happened to the Browns in 2020. More on that in a sec. If you want to let the offense keep the ball and start at, say, the 1 yard line, then I have another rule I want tweaked. I want offensive players to be able to fumble in the end zone with the defense being allowed to recover. Let's just get freaking wild here. The offensive player who gets into the end zone then has to maintain possession of the ball until the whistle blows. But I'm getting distracted here. The most impactful instance of this rule goes back into 2020 in the AFC divisional round when the Browns were trying to mount a comeback. Rashad Higgins looked like he had scored, but Daniel Sorensen jarred the ball loose with a helmet-to-helmet hit and ended a Browns drive that would have gotten them closer to the Chiefs before halftime. Higgins shouldn't have reached here. I stand by that, but the fact that the NFL missed the helmet-to-helmet hit, even during the review, is BS. The Bears challenged one of these, thinking they might get a touchdown, and instead they got robbed of their possible touchdown after review with the touchback rule. The Vikings and Broncos in 2007. Oh shit, this has happened to the Vikings before. Week 17 of the 07 season, Chester Taylor dives for the pylon and fumbles. Initially ruled a touchdown, but it was reversed and Denver went on to win the game, even though that play occurred in the first quarter. One of the more controversial plays here occurred between the Jets and Patriots back in 2017. This one is wild because Austin Seferian-Jenkins had possession of the ball, bobbles it, then regains possession as he hits the pylon and rolls out of bounds.
Well, they're saying he didn't have control of it going out of bounds, and if it hits the pylon going out of bounds, it's a touchback going the other way.
I remember complaining about this play 5 years ago because I thought he got possession of the ball back, therefore it should not have been ruled a fumble. Most hilarious way this cruel rule has haunted a team, though, has to go to Derek Carr and the Raiders. Carr infamously coughed up the ball against the Cowboys in prime time. Are you really going to tell me Derek Carr should be rewarded for this boner of a play? He picked up the first down here. That's what everyone forgets about this play. He should have lived to fight another down, but he paid. I actually like Derek Carr a lot, but the way his face smashes against the ground after he fumbles, this has to be an all-time not top 10 highlight. Here's the kicker. Carr did the same dumb shit 2 years later against the Packers. This is a second down. You get another try, Derek. But no, he reaches, the ball slips out of his hand, fumbles through the end zone. I like this rule because it punishes repeat offenders. And I, for one, think our justice system should be cracking down on repeat offenders. And speaking of crack, I have to imagine that's what Derek Carr was on to have the confidence to try that play again. This rule literally helps me remember Derek Carr, which is why I think it's good. The best example of this being a savvy play by a defense is Earl Thomas, the ram chopper. Guys aren't going to stick the ball out like this at any other part of the field with possibly, considering reaching for a first down. To me, this is an amazing play by a defender, and I think the defense should reap the reward here. Here's my caveat to the rule, though. If the offensive player bobbles the ball and gets it back without losing possession, then the offense actually should get to keep it. Austin Seferian-Jenkins and also Todd Gurley, who Earl Ram chopped at well, are good examples of that. Now, I might feel differently about this rule had Champ Bailey's pick six against Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game been ruled a fumble after Ben Watson chased his ass down. I think that's what really drives people's opinions on this rule. How hard have you been screwed by it as a fan? Because I can tell you right now, after Philly won by 6, Eagles fans love this rule. One thought I do have is to have 2 different results for fumbles through the end zone. Like I just mentioned, I like the risk factor in sticking the football out for the pylon. I don't think offensive players should have nothing to lose by trying to desperately score right there. But maybe if the ball goes out of the side of the end zone, then it's not actually a turnover. The play results in no gain, and the offense plays the next down from where the play originally started. Still tough on the offense, gives the defense incentive, but doesn't rule as a change of possession. That's what's really hard for people to buy into the rule about. It's the defense getting the ball even though they didn't actually recover it. And I understand why that pisses people off. If the ball goes out of the back of the end zone, the very back of the end zone, then it's a turnover. I have no sympathy for anyone who fumbles a ball that far without consequence. Let me know how you'd fix it, or the play where this hurt your team the most in the comments, because I love reading your pain. I really do.
And hey, if you want to support this channel, you can check out my coffee, BenchwarmerBrew.com. I sell craft roasted premium coffee. We got the Loser's Blend, the Backup Blend. It's for people who like coffee. If you're not into coffee, don't buy it because it's expensive. But the cheapest way to get it is signing up for our subscription service. We got blends from Urinating Tree, from 5 Points, from Cold, The Ruse. So go check it out. If you like coffee, we've also got some shirts there. Some shirts you might be interested in as a football fan.
Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube and come back Sunday, because I'll be live streaming the Broncos-Commanders game, even though that's likely to hurt me.